Yeah, welcome to JIT Television News Bulletin, where we bring you daily news, information, current affairs, business and investment, as well as finance and what is happening in the world of stock market and global economics. Entertainment is our business. News on multiple platforms for all Zimbabweans and all Africans on one channel. The time is here. Isikhathi sifikile. Now let's take a look at your headlines this hour. Over 200 local businesses in Zimbabwe have been nabbed for manipulating foreign currency exchange rate in the country as they have fueled inflation and currency volatility. Nigerian Dangote Sugar Refineries business is on a high note as the company recorded a 28.8% increase in revenue. And on your sports, Botswana automatically booked themselves through the 2023 African Group stage of qualifying following entry-'s drop-off. Your leading story this hour: over 200 local businesses in Zimbabwe have been slapped with severe sanctions by the Financial Intelligence Unit for manipulating the foreign currency exchange rate through illicit black market currency trading and abusing the official foreign exchange auction. The FIU, which is the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe's investigations arm, referred over 140 cases of allegedly financial crimes relating to currency manipulation to law enforcement agencies for further investigations over the same period. To date, 82 cases of alleged breaches of financial regulations have been referred to the Criminal Investigations Department Commercial Crimes Division, while 6 cases were handed over to the Central Intelligence Organization Counter-Terrorism Unit. The Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission is also investigating 11 other cases, while the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority is conducting further investigations into 41 cases referred to the taxman by the FIU. However, some of the businesses that were flagged by the FIU were the alleged top financiers behind black market foreign currency trading. Furthermore, other businesses were assessing forex through the RBZ foreign currency auction before pegging prices of their goods and services using the black market exchange rates. The imposition of harsh financial sanctions by the FIU, coupled with the ongoing criminal investigations by law enforcement agencies, constitute a cocktail of response measures being implemented by authorities to stop manipulation of the local currency, which has fueled inflation and currency volatility. Meanwhile, the far-reaching response measures to arrest the blatant sabotage of the Zimbabwe dollar have also witnessed the FIU freezing bank accounts belonging to dozens of businesses. Well, in other news, Nigerian medical student Odiola Adibowale says he and some of his friends were trying to get on a train to flee Ukraine when the soldiers pointed guns at them and ordered them back. The Ukrainian troops told him they were only letting pregnant women on the service from the city of Lviv to the Polish border, but he says he saw them stop some pregnant African women from getting on board. However, when they asked why they were doing this, the soldiers pointed guns at them, endangering their lives. Adiola tells journalists days later that he finally managed to complete his journey and landed at Nigeria's Abuja airport on Friday. Relating to that, scores of foreign students have anchored his complaints in social media posts, saying that they were treated badly as they queued up with the crowds trying to escape Russia's invasion. However, Ukraine's national police and state border services did not immediately respond to request from comments on reports that journalists had received from refugees. But the African Union says that this week it was disturbed by what it had heard, and the United Nations Refugee Agency says that it had urged authorities in countries neighboring Ukraine to open their borders to African citizens. Meanwhile, Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says authorities had set up a hotline for Africans and Asian students looking for help in getting out. Well, coming up next is your JIT-TV business news. Now let's see what's happening on your business news. The Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board of Zimbabwe will this year take tough measures against side marketing of the contracted tobacco crop. This comes after the backdrop that side marketing of the contracted tobacco crop prejudiced investors millions of US dollars over the last half decade. Meanwhile, TIMB database shows that financiers are owed a cumulative of 100 million US dollars, which has not been recovered from growers sponsored to grow the crop. TIMB Chief Executive, meanwhile, Gudu says that side marketing of a contracted crop was a big and widespread problem in Zimbabwe, which is threatening sustainability of its production. Well, Gudu says the major reasons for this practice includes mere reluctance to repay loans, but also incapacity caused by underproduction due to weather issues. However, other accounts say that struggling and impoverished people avoid repaying debt due to past experiences, which left them after selling their crop only with huge debts after all proceeds went to pay off debts. Tobacco in Zimbabwe's, or rather is Zimbabwe's second largest single export earner and the largest agricultural export, accounting for over 50% of export receipts in the sector. The crop generates millions annually, raking in about 782 million US dollars from exports in the 2020 farming season, according to the annual statistical report by the TIMB. Moving on to your other business news, Nigerian Dangote Sugar Refinery has recorded 276.50 billion naira in revenue in 2021, up to 28.8% from 214.30 billion naira recorded in 2020. Well, according to the company, a gross profit of 50.21 billion naira and profit after tax of 22.5 billion naira were also recorded. The company also says there was an increase in group sales volume, which rose by 5.7% to 773.341 tons compared to 731.701 tons in 2020. Production volume is also reported to have gone up by 9.2% to 811.6, or rather 9.62 tons in 2021, compared to 743.858 tons in 2020. And this was achieved, of course, through improved operational efficiency, despite the adverse impact of the Apapa traffic gridlock. Furthermore, Dangote Sugar Refinery says the growth recorded in 2021 was supported by the positive market responses to key trade interventions introduced during the year. Meanwhile, Group Managing Director for Dangote Sugar Refinery, Ravindra Singhi, also says that the impressive performance in the year demonstrates the company's resilience in the face of prevalent challenges, which rightly reflects in strong top-line growth shown in the financial results. He further reveals that the company also continues their sustainability journey with the inclusion of United Nations Goal 13 to the Dangote Sugar Strategic Priority SGDs 2, 4, 6, 8, and 12 to ensure they contribute and make a meaningful impact to the society. Of course, this brings us to the end of our JIT-TV Business News Bulletin this hour. Up next is your sports and entertainment.
Local innovation with a global recognition. It's JIT-TV.
Shout out to you, the viewer. Shout out to all our advertisers for supporting this incredible channel, JIT-TV. If you want to participate, if you want to attach your quality product to all our quality brands, get in touch with us here at JIT-TV. Also support the Razzmatazz.
Welcome back to JIT Television. Right now, let's see what's happening on your sport this hour. Eritrea pulls out of qualifying for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, giving their opponents Botswana a bye through to the group stage of qualifying. The two sides were due to meet in a two-legged preliminary playoffs this month, with the first leg scheduled to be hosted by Eritrea on the 21 March and the return match 8 days later. The Confederation of African Football confirms both legs had been cancelled after it received a letter from the Eritrea Football Federation announcing its withdrawal, but a reason for the decision has not been disclosed. However, Eritrea's men have not played a single game since a friendly against Sudan in January 2020, and their last competitive outing came against Namibia in a World Cup qualifier in September 2019. Furthermore, the East African country also withdrew from this month's second round of qualifying for the Women's Under-17 World Cup. Meanwhile, Ivory Coast will organize the 2023 Nations Cup, with 5 other preliminary ties set to take place later this month. The group stage of qualifying is scheduled to begin in June. Well, meanwhile, on your entertainment news, tributes continue pouring in for South Africa's hip-hop artist Boitumelo Mooi, popularly known as DJ Dimples, who passed away yesterday. He succumbed to brain hemorrhage, that is a medical condition which causes damage to the blood vessel walls and causes the blood vessel to leak or burst. Dimples will be remembered for helping create space for South African hip-hop through his creativity and unique sounds. As a contributor in the industry, the DJ played a big role in solidifying the fact that there was a space in South African entertainment for hip-hop DJs. He also played in clubs, festivals, and has music featured on most music charts. His list of hit songs includes We Ain't Living, in which he featured Anati and El Tido. He will also be remembered by some of his discography, such as his release Way Up featuring Casper Nyovest and JR in the album Kubu. Meanwhile, South Africans have taken to Twitter to express their sadness, while the DJ's family has asked for space to process his passing. May his soul rest in eternal peace. This brings us to the end of your sports and entertainment this hour. And up next is JIT-TV Weather Report. And this brings us to the end of our JIT Television News Bulletin this hour. Stay tuned to JIT TV as we bring you the best in entertainment news, information, analysis, sports, business, and all the headlines of the day. And to stay in touch on Twitter, Facebook, and our website at www.jit-tv.tv and leave a comment. My name is Nogutula Shabalala in Tombio. See you same time tomorrow and stay connected. Cheers.